Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Scale Quarter Mile Hot Wheels Tournaments racetrack, which for the first time ever today will be hosting a JDM tournament. You've seen supercars race here, but for the first time ever, the JDM cars, 16 of them, will take the track and compete to be our champion. And our champion will earn a lucrative spot as the first ever JDM King of the Hill. If you've seen the supercar tournaments, you know how this works. If you haven't, then let's explain it to you. We have 16 cars that will compete in a single elimination bracket. In the championship, the first two cars will race. The first to three wins will be your champion. We have Toyotas, Nissans, Hondas, Mazdas, Subarus, Mitsubishis, and everything in between ready to race today. Let's open up the cars, see our matchups, and head to the drag strip. We're unboxed and ready to race. If you could tell by the unboxing clip, you will notice that the cars are sorted into 4 quadrants. We have 70s and 80s JDM. We have 90s JDM, we have 2000s JDM, and we have 2010s JDM. And while not every car is strictly JDM, they're all of Japanese origin, and that's how we're going to sort the cars that go into this series. Our first ever matchup features a now extinct brand that morphed into Nissan in Datsun. The Datsun 240Z in the left in white is going to take on Toyota, which puts its legendary AE86 Sprinter Torino forward. Only one car can win the first ever JDM race. The Datsun's in the left lane, the Toyota's in the right lane. Our first winner will be the Toyota with the early lead. The Datsun runs it down easily, however. The 240Z wins the first ever JDM tournament King of the Hill race. We now follow up that first matchup with 2 early versions of classic legendary JDM cars. The Nissan Skyline line is one of the most renowned cars ever to exist. It's graced Fast and Furious movies, it's graced posters, countless of them, and it's one of the most popular cars ever built. The Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR will represent the Skylines here today. Taking it on, the 73 Honda Civic Custom. The Honda Civic has long been one of the most beloved hatchbacks and small cars to ever exist due to its easy ability to tune, customize, and race. The Skyline's in the left lane, the Honda's in the right lane. On your marks, get set, go! Honda with the early jump. The Skyline battling back, and it will win by a nose. What a race between two legends. Speaking of legends, as we move into the 90s era of JDM, we have 2 Goliaths ready to go at it now. The Mazda RX-7, this particular year, 1995, ready to take the track with its legendary motor. On the right, another poster car, the one that Brian so famously drove in Fast and the Furious, although not in this deco, the Toyota Supra. This particular version, the 4th generation, ready to battle it out in some glorious reds. Arguably the best Toyota and best Mazda ever made. Battle it out in 2 very similar shades of red. Mazda up top, Toyota on the bottom. Winner goes to the second round in 3, 2, 1. Toyota gets the jump, but the Mazda runs it down and will win by half a car length. The 90s were good to the JDM industry as they built some of the best cars they've ever seen. We just saw the legendary RX-7 and Supra go at it, and now the legendary Subaru Impreza 22B takes on the 94 Mitsubishi Evolution 4th generation. 2 more Goliaths take the track and face off. We're locked and loaded, ready to race, and Matchbox that produced the Mitsubishi, well, they even give us a peek under the hood here to see what we're working with on the drag strip. Let's see if that motor's enough to take down the Subaru. In 3, 2, 1. It appears to be enough off the jump. as the Mitsubishi cruises to victory. We turn into the 21st century now as the cars of the 2000s come to the racetrack. The Acura Integra GSR was still making noise in 2001, taking it on one of Nissan's most popular sports cars ever, the 350Z. The Acura's up top in blue, the Nissan's on the bottom in a nice police deco. On your marks, get set, go! Nissan got the early jump, but it's the Acura running away with it in the end. We keep moving through the 2000s JDM, now with a Mazda vs. Honda setup. We have a Mazda RX-8 in a beautiful red, taking on the legendary Honda S2000 in yellow. It's the Mazda up top in red, the Honda on the bottom in yellow. Matchbox with the Mazda, Hot Wheels with the Honda. On your marks, get set, go! Mazda off to the early lead, the Honda trying to run it down, but it won't. The RX-8 wins. We now move into the 2010s. On the left, the Infiniti G37 gives us a great look at a luxury sports sedan. On the right, we have a true supercar in the 2017 Acura NSX. Only one of these premium Japanese brands will be advancing to the second round. The Infiniti is in the top lane. The Infiniti is in red in the bottom lane. The Acura is in green in the top lane. On your marks, get set, go! Acura with the early jump, holding off the Infiniti easily as it cruises to victory. And this is how the first round will finish. Our final 2010s matchup. Really, more of a 2020s matchup though. The 2023 Nissan Z with opening doors, maybe showboating a little bit on the right in yellow. Taking it on, the Toyota GR Supra in white. Nissan in the top lane, Toyota in the bottom lane. There's one last spot in the second round. The winner will be in 3, 2, 1. Toyota with the jump, holding off the Nissan easily. It cruises, winning by a couple of car lengths. Here are your second round players, or racers, I should say. The Mazdas were hot as they go 2-0. Cold? Well, that would be Honda as they went 0-2. Your 8 quarterfinalists will battle for 4 semifinal spots. Some familiar faces face off. Datsun, of course, started as Datsun, but morphed into Nissan. They put forward the 240Z, which of course is one of the original cars in the legendary Z line from Datsun and Nissan. And on the right, the other legendary Nissan line was the Nissan Skyline, as they put forth the 2000 GTR. Only one of these cars is headed to the semifinals. The Datsun's in white, the Nissan's in gray. On your marks, get set, go! Neck and neck off the jump. The Datsun just manages to hold off the Nissan. It wins by quite literally a nose. And now the 90s JDM cars will battle for their place in the semifinals. The Mazda RX-7 looked fast in race 1. And in race 1, the Mitsubishi Evolution in silver showed us that fantastic engine that took it to victory. Only one car will advance here. The Mazda's in red, the Mitsubishi's in silver. Winner takes on the Skyline in the semifinals in 3, 2, 1. Mitsubishi with the jump, holding off the Mazda, but the Mazda wrecked. Let's go to the rule book. The jump, holding off the Mazda, but so when we race on the Hot Wheels supercars and do those tournaments on this same track, the rule is as follows. If a car's wheel leaves its lane at any point in time and potentially compromises the result of the race, we re-race. That happened with the Mazda. It was neck and neck. Its wheel came out of the lane. We re-raced, but we switched lanes. We switched lanes. Let's see what happens this time in 3, 2, 1. Neck and neck off the start again. The Mazda cruises to victory. We just saw a red Mazda win its quarterfinals matchup. That was the RX-7. You now see its little brother, the RX-8, ready to do the same thing. Standing in its way, the Acura Integra GSR. One of these two cars will represent 2000's JDM in the semifinals. Acura up top, Mazda on the bottom. On your marks, get set, go. RX-8 with the jump. It loses all its momentum though, and the GSR has the stamina to dominate. Could Acura have 2 of the 4 semifinalists? There stands a reason to believe that's possible. The Integra already advanced. They now put forward the 2017 NSX. Trying to play spoiler, looking very sporty with a white spoiler, is the Toyota Supra or the Toyota GR Supra. Toyota in white, Acura in green. Winner takes the final spot in the final 4 in 3, 2, 1. Acura with the jump. Toyota trying to run it down. It won't happen. It will be an all Acura semifinal race. Your semifinal has set. Datsun puts forth the 240Z, Mazda puts forth the RX-7, and Acura goes 2 for 2, making it to the semifinals with their cars today, and they'll battle it out for a guaranteed spot in the finals. On the left, in white, it's the 240Z. On the right, in red, a crowd favorite, the 95 Mazda RX-7. Only one will make the first ever JDM tournament finals, and we'll find out who it will be in a few seconds. Mazda in the right lane, Datsun in the left lane. On your marks, get set, let's meet a finalist. Go. Neck and neck off the start. RX-7 takes a lead, but it's the 240Z running it down in the final few feet, and the Datsun is heading to the finals. We know the Datsun 240Z will face an Acura in the finals. The question is, which Acura will it be? On the left, we have the 2001 Acura Integra GSR in blue. On the right, a true supercar in the 2017 Acura NSX. Only one will be a finalist here today. May the best Acura win in 3, 2, 1. It's the NSX with the jump. The GSR had stamina all day, but the NSX has more. The NSX is headed to the finals. The legendary King of the Hill podium looms in the background. But before a car can sit there, they must win 3 races. The Datsun 240Z, the Acura NSX, the first ever JDM tournament finals, first to 3 wins, is not only your champion, but your King of the Hill. Datsun in the left lane, Acura in the right lane. Let's see who takes race 1 in 3, 2, 1. Neck and neck off the start. It's the 240Z out to the early lead. It wins by a car length. The Datsun's up 1-0. The Acura looks to strike back. On your marks, get set, go. Datsun with the early jump again. Acura has nothing for it. Loses by a greater margin that time. As Datsun has made quick work of all opponents here today. A win here would be a clean sweep, 6-0 to become the first ever JDM King of the Hill. Let's see if it can do it in 3, 2, 1. Acura trying its best to put up a fight. It won't get there. The Datsun wins and is your champion. And just like that, our first ever JDM tournament is over. The Datsun 240Z dominates, going 6-0, coming out of the 70s and 80s era of JDM to easily take down every car it faced. That's going to be all for now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what JDM cars you want to see next, and we'll be back at the Scale Quarter Mile for some JDM racing before you know it. Thanks for watching.